What's up, guys? I'm Bean here with Beana Games, and I'm here with
Connor.
And we're here with our second episode podcast of Bald
Bald Spots.
Oh man, what a week!
Let you wonder why it's named that.
Hey, you're calling me out for no reason, right there.
I got a hat on.
I got my little rain dance going on right now.
First off, 2 weeks in a row you forgot I'm here.
And Jason's
hey,
here.
Jason, great producer
the
here.
Producer. Love that guy.
He's okay at times, but
Disrespected. Just like the Azamina.
hey, listen, we'll get into some Azamina.
Yeah. Nice calm episode.
nice calm episode. Calm before the storm. We got a lot of great stuff coming out. A lot of big events to happening soon. So I mean, let's one of our main focuses today. I guess we'll just hop right into this hot tamale right here.
Oh, tamales.
We're gonna talk about rogue decks that can actually win right now, because I know spending money on engravers from
Get your money up.
Yeah.
Get your money up. Stop being broke.
Listen, I prefer to just buy the packs, to be honest. At this point
steal them from Walmart.
Yeah, I don't. No. Okay, support your OTS.
Support your local OTS. Steal from Walmart.
Well, I mean, you got a point there.
Anyways, rogue decks. We love them. It's fun. Locals, best thing to do.
Especially if you ruin someone's day that spent a lot of money on that meta deck. They spent you can tell it gets all altered out. And now you just come in there with a $50 to $100 deck, and you just smoke them, and they're sitting there man, I wish I really would have stayed home and ordered Chipotle.
Yep. Max Rarity Ryzeal. Dude, those punk cards are crazy. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, let's see. What's our first deck we got here?
Oh, we got the one I'm in the master class of right now in Memento.
Oof.
What a deck.
Okay, so great rogue deck. We'll put it that way. Definitely takes a skill pilot, I think.
Oh, it is one of the most... It's how complicated... there's so many lines. It feels like branded, but even more trigger effects.
Yeah.
The amount of trigger effects that are happening, and you have to keep track of what you used in the turn. And if you summon one wrong fusion, you lost the game.
Yeah, I agree on that. And then, I mean, and just overall with rogue decks, it's they all have a surprise factor, right? It's a lot of people are oh, it's rogue, so they don't know what it's do.
Summon Dark Blade, effect, pop, effect to full combo. And you're what?
Yeah. And it's just just a little hint here. Stop the horse. Stop the horse at all costs.
All right. We don't talk about that horse. Leave my horse alone. Imperming the big fusion that takes 3 isn't horrible. Keeps him off the field spell and everything.
Or Lancia. Lancia is decent.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, because don't you banish the quick play spell or something like that?
You banish fusion to add Bone Party or another fusion and pop something. And... you banish the fusion from grave to add the field spell.
So I guess it's but you're still. It's
also, the boss monster is a non-once per turn summon, and it's 5,000 attack. It's an Earth monster. You can't best shield it.
If this deck ever takes off, you're gonna catch me teching so many magic cylinders so fast.
Ooh.
What are you gonna do about that, huh?
And the main interrupt is they'll summon back the Anduich. They'll add this card called Mace. You'll be that doesn't do anything. And then all of a sudden they're discarding it and they're just taking a dude. Taking a dude while you're Griffin locked. And I got 4 pops with the fusion monster and you don't know what's going on. And I'm summoning Garden Chimera.
I'll put it this way. This deck is number 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's scary.
It's creeping up on the meta. I know in the OCG, if you look at their meta, it's always topping. It's it's always in the running. So I like a rogue deck that's always in the running. Because people always count out. They're it's there, but am I going to see it?
It also is one of those decks that can play so many board breakers.
Oh, yeah. I love board breaker. Formats. I mean, I like technical play. You know, I hate sitting behind 3 hand traps.
A Snake Eye Ash.
And a snake.
We won't get into that. We won't get into that.
We'll bring back Dark Times.
But yeah.
Thank you, Konami, for that ban list.
It has a lot of neat Metaltronus targets. The deck can lose to Dweller. If they make Dweller, you can just lose sometimes. But if they activate Dweller, you can chain Metatronus and summon the level 5 dude that came out of Rage of the Abyss.
Yeah.
He's a 1700 attack water.
Yeah, that's a spicy.
And that guy going to grave, he's not part of the mainline combo. That, he's not super important. So having him there is just a bonus sometimes.
You might be cooking here.
I mean,
Cooking with Connor.
I've been testing.
You've been testing.
The deck's good. The deck's good.
Segment.
Cooking with Connor.
Cooking with
Connor.
Cooking with Connor. I want to play a combo deck for Nats, and this deck, it looks good.
How many cards are Earth in it?
A good amount. It's a whole lot of different like types and attributes. There's a whole thing.
I was thinking about Redox.
Oh, Redox.
Redox.
Shout out. Okay, listen. I played OG. Like, yeah, I know. I'm showing my age. My local here. I bring my Kane to locals. Is there a problem with that?
Brought his Kane to locals. Played against 3 rogue decks.
But
crazy.
I did play against 3 rogue decks today.
3 rogue matchup.
Oh, I gotta use my wheelchair to get up.
Yeah, I know.
Wheelchair to get the locals.
I played original E-Dragon format. I wasn't a fan of it.
You were broke, boy.
I was broke. I was broke at that. I got my money up now.
You got your money up, kind of.
And Konami has done an amazing job at reprinting with like the rarity collection. So even if I didn't have my money up, which I don't have my money up, like we're doing good on the reprints right now, which makes like more access.
This deck is kind of expensive though. I won't lie to you.
It is.
Like every Ultra is at least $20. Bone parties are what, 25?
Yeah.
Ninja Witches are sitting about 8.
I'm borrowing the CR course. I didn't have to buy. I didn't have to spend any money.
Shout out Olivia.
Shout out Olivia.
Outside of those 6 cards, though, the deck is cheap. It's all like $2 or less, if not in the 50-cent range.
Yeah, if you have all your staples and everything, the deck's pretty cheap.
Shout out Olivia. But overall, no. Like I genuinely enjoy the deck too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it can just lose to itself too, though.
Yeah. It is. Well, that's
we won't talk about that.
That's anything, but like
that's probably every deck on this list.
There's like 8 1-ofs.
All right, let's set up our next contender here.
Everybody's fan favorite deck.
Just mine.
Yeah. This is your wonderful deck for our producer's wonderful deck right now. Good all white forest.
No Fiendsmith needed.
No. Yeah, we'll exclude Fiendsmith.
I hate White Forest elitists. I can't stand you guys. I can't stand you. You know who you are. I'm talking to you. I know every line. I know every 2-card line. Tails, LZ ends this board every time through 3 hand traps.
Hey,
you sound like every branded player I've ever talked to.
Just because there's a mirror behind the camera, you shouldn't talk to yourself like that.
And then we're going into game 3, and you look at your hand and you go, oh, I'll set some toy cards.
There has to be. Oh, the toy card. Listen, those toy cards. All right, I agree. The elitists, they can be a little much. Like they definitely spend the $30 or $40 on those spreadsheets. Like those are those types of duelists. But like,
you know who you are. I'm talking to you.
You leave the toy variants out of that because those cards are cool. No one ever reads Toy Box and then they attack and then you're like,
shout out Tenpai Dragon Chundra.
Like, they're just like attack and you're just like Toy Box effect and then they pick up the card. And they're like, oh.
This has more than one.
Yeah. Like
I thought Toy Box is good.
I like the toy variant. Any other of those elitists?
And it plays like Azamina cards, and I love Azamina cards.
I love Hollid. I love
Diabell, cool card as long as it's not some Snake Eye Ash.
Shout out that band hit the OSS. Got time on that one.
I'd rather just take Bonfire to 1 and been better.
Yeah, well.
Why isn't Kaiman banned? Why isn't banned? Alright, anyways. But yeah, this deck's cool, I guess.
I mean, you can pump out a Chaos Angel, you pumping out Omni Negates. It's getting more support.
Talk to me after Alliance Insight. But the deck's cool. I love to see it at locals. There's always one person. And if they're an elitist or not, doesn't matter. Shout out Miles.
Shout out Miles.
I love you, Miles. You're not an elitist. You just have fun.
He's smart though, because before he played Brandon, like there's just a little bit of a correlation there. I understand, but Konami loves their lore decks, right? So that means so it's a safe bet to land on every time. And if it's a lore deck, it's always going to get support. And at some point, it's just going to be like, wow, I really have to play this deck. So you either see your silver bullet at that point, kind of like Malice. Seeing a Lancia is like a silver bullet against that right now.
Yeah. It's a 2-card combo deck, so it just loses to hand traps sometimes.
Yeah, that is true.
It's sad.
It is definitely a 2-card.
Hellzet Send Tails is pretty good, I won't lie to you, but you can't do that every time. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. Pick a new deck if you want to compete.
I'd rather lose to myself than a Bureau any day. That's all I'm saying.
Don't worry.
I like to blame cards.
I could just play right through Nibiru. I don't care.
see. All right, we're gonna move on from this deck because that's all I have.
All right.
Ooh.
This one's
Get ready to listen to this man.
You're gonna.
He got
This one's
I
no
love
better.
this. Listen, you Bell. My God, this is an absolute rogue deck now because Phantom got hit to one, unfortunately. So you just can't fumble your way to the win. Yeah, you're giving that look right now. But listen, this deck going first, it still sets up a board.
Stupid.
Still sets up a Caesar. Still sets up a one
Stupidest
of
deck
Phantom.
I've ever played against.
It sets up the best board.
And-
It
and
does not do that.
Yeah, listen, and unchained cards and puts. Come on, you listen. We got your Arabian
Three
shot,
gate.
all right? And,
Coming back.
Listen, yeah, and it sets up the unchained stuff in the grave. You can special summon, or you can pop the Yama.
Why isn't Yama banned?
I do agree. I hated Yama, especially on unchained in Trump format there
Ooh,
for a little bit.
yeah, almost fine.
Yeah,
I've never liked this deck.
I love this deck.
Um,
He's a hater. He's
but Bean likes it and he does well with it. So I like it for him.
I think.
And as long as it's not popular, I'm okay with it.
Forcing your opponent into the battle phase. Okay, first of all, big GX guy. So maybe he
5Ds was cooler.
Eh.
It has motorcycles. I like them. They go vroom, vroom.
When 5Ds came out, he was like 3, so.
yeah. That was maybe.
Sorry I didn't have a mortgage when 5Ds came out.
Hey,
Me either.
but it puts up in the gate. It's like it just went. Oh, and best part about this, if you bait your opponent out with a super, if you can get that Ubel on board with a super volley, I know it's we're in a rogue list. I don't know if it's realistic in your head, but say goodbye to your board. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, if you're playing this deck for fun at locals, I don't like you. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know what to tell you. You're not my friend.
I'm building
You
that.
got-
now.
I can talk to the White Forest elitists, but the UBL players, they're slimy. They don't shower.
Technically, we have to put on deodorant now per
Can we-
policy.
Mm-hmm. 72 hours. I'm on hour 48.
Listen, at that point, we can blame the deodorant.
All right, let's go next deck.
We'll go next deck.
Get ready to listen to me yap.
Ah.
Oh, my ex-wife Lo. Shout out my girl. I love this card. I won't ever not own this deck. It topped Anaheim. UBell didn't. You can be mad about it. What knocked you out of Nats? Voiceless.
Voiceless knock.
Shout out Voiceless. Skull Guardian. Barrier. Low. Broken.
The Ash tournament.
The Ash tournament, somehow I got second at my LGS. I run tournaments, and we did an Ash tournament. It was like 35 people. Low deck got second. Shout out Chandler.
35 people with a bunch of people who have topped 8 and top 16 for the Columbus regionals in the last year. It's not like a bunch of random people. It's a bunch of decent players.
Yeah, this deck's broken.
I think you either mark your cards or you somehow cheat with this
Ah,
deck.
this deck
just
it's underwhelming for nowadays, but it still does what it's meant to do consistently, and you don't need a spreadsheet for it. It's cheap. It's beginner friendly. It's a good deck to play the game with.
I hate getting baited though. That's all this deck does. It just baits. It's like you're a little fish in a pond.
Well,
and you're just like
If they were gonna play, they're playing
I got
anyways.
skill,
If
dude.
they're gonna lose to one Ash, they lose to one Ash anywhere.
I'm sure that's the first thing I see every
Shout
time.
out Bish Shields though. Those cards are good.
That card is insane.
It also does really good against two of them decks being played.
Oh, yeah?
Because you can recycle Lancia with Safari.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
That's why it's-
Safari.
Maybe that's why it's doing it. Just
If you're playing weird cards.
Hey, maybe that's why that guy did. Who was playing voiceless at that tournament?
I just said Chandler, dude.
Oh, Chandler.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just lipping Lancia. He played Malice all day.
He didn't.
He played Malice all day.
That's not the reason.
You can
It was
play
Dynamondo!
It-
Dynamondo's the man!
That's a good deck. Moving forward.
Alright, we can move.
Yeah, please, thank God.
Yeah.
Like,
What's even next? Oh, you want to talk about this
I
deck?
love this deck.
Why?
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know why? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Okay, I'm old. I played Gravekeepers back, and this guy plays the same. It's just like pay life points to watch it. Listen, win the die roll, set 5, and guess what? 3 of those are counter traps, and there's not a
Domain,
darn
Other
thing.
Fusion, Rexstrom, You have an out? I bet you don't have an out.
Nobody's gonna have
You're
an out.
missing
Lightning
Royal
Storm,
Tribute.
wagging the dragon.
Hey, well, Royal Tribute's a card, but listen, this deck, it's insane. Built-in skill drain. No one's on super power.
That Ryugi deck or whatever it's called, they can play Dynamorphia cards because they're dinosaurs.
The big red.
So the deck can kind of go second.
That actually
Yeah.
just got supported Suda.
Yeah, it has. Is it in Suda?
Or not Suda.
Alliance.
Upcoming.
It completes the scales, right?
Yeah, it completes the scales. If
And they
you
have
watch
another
Market
spell or
Watches,
something?
all of that original scale that came out in was it crossovers?
Mm-hmm.
Got bought out. So people are gonna pump out some 10s, make triple Brutus, and you're gonna sit there and be like, huh. And then they're gonna splash in the wonderful Dynamorphia cards on you and just counter trap you. Listen, that's the worst thing. Is like when they set triple counter trap and have
Domain or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is that the fusion?
Yeah.
There's two of them, but
Yeah,
Domain's
there's
the
two
best
of them.
one, I think.
But
It's only activatable in main phase. If I catch you cheating, I'm calling a judge.
you go players don't
Get out of the regional.
Get out of
You're smelling up the whole venue.
Hey, they're on hour 71. They got one more.
I feel
hour.
like I'm just roasting decks out here, dude.
Just roasting players too.
And Jason's hawking down a freaking Snickers off screen over here, guys.
Not you and your
Yes,
hungry.
I am.
He's all proud. We talked about his little pet deck.
The next
so.
deck's cool. Move to the next deck.
Next
There's no reason I'm
Next
still
deck.
playing this game at this point.
Next deck. Oh, it's
Crystron.
Crystron. Cool deck.
I like it.
Play Cyber
I
Dragon
like it.
Infinity. I love that card.
I love that card. Cool deck. Definitely has his hand trap. Choke points, but I mean,
yeah, it doesn't trade well. It trades well into like normal hand traps, but like floodgatey hand traps, it just loses.
yeah, like man, I mean,
But that trap card's broken. Have you read that trap card?
I haven't read the trap.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I remember reading that trap card. I was like, wow, that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Dude, I can
Trap
pull
card's
up,
good.
I can pull up that trap card.
Okay,
I'll pull it up on my Neuron app.
But if you're playing Crystron's, you're my friend, and I like you. They play Cyber Dragon Nova, and if you nib them on that, they're summoning Mechaba, and you're gonna look like a big old dummy. Let me tell you something.
All right. I'm reading this trap card. You're not my friend.
Read it out loud.
Crystron cards you control cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects. You can target one face-up card on the field, or you can target two if you control a Crystron Synchro monster. Shuffle one Crystron from your graveyard or banishment to the deck, except Crystron Cluster, which is the continuous trap. And if you do, destroy those targeted cards. That's insane, because now you can't... I don't think they have lights or darks that you can Bestial. But like,
No, the whole deck's like water.
Yeah, which makes it impossible for Metal Tronus.
Yeah, and they get to play like a supplementary engine. Like there's people playing Speedlord Terratop, there's people playing Kashtira cards, there's people playing Fiendsmith cards. But I think the most popular has been Kashtira and Speedroid.
Yeah, I see a lot of Speedroid.
Because it's full combo. Because you can send the Tiger to Grave.
Yeah, and they're playing board break. It looks like they're playing like a little mix of board breakers and both.
Yeah, you have room for like 14 non-engine, 14 to 16.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's if you play the Speedroid cards because it takes up less deck room.
I mean,
Deck's cool. I
like
want to
it.
play against it at locals. I want to play at locals, to be fair, but...
What about that crossover with Lancia?
And Shifter. It loses to
It
both.
loses to both. Like it's
Both.
It's weird, but it's nice.
Does the trap card stop Shifter since it's technically banishing everything and not just specifically?
I don't know. He read the card. I didn't listen.
It says you can't banish your opponent can't banish your Crystron cards, but
Yeah, look.
No, that's like game mechanic, I think. I don't think it stops.
Yeah, I
Shifter.
don't think it
Shifter's
does
just
either.
everything, not
Yeah.
It's just up to Decro.
Here's some advice for especially for new players watching this. If you ever have a ruling question, usually they have the ruling booths which you can go to, or if it's a regional, always ask the head judge.
Yep.
On a ruling question, get there a little bit early. Like, oh, I'm not so sure about this. And
I didn't do the first time whenever I first started coming back to the game and I was playing voiceless, I went to the head judge to ask about like evenly matched and Fenrir versus Prayers and Grave, and it came up round 1. The floor judge gave me the wrong ruling, and I had to appeal.
hey, and that and
They won me the game.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. Always appeal if you feel like you're not so sure, because you have that right.
You have that right, no matter if it's like you getting like deck checked and they find like curled cards.
Sounds like Dragon.
But you can appeal that. You can appeal anything.
You can appeal anything, and like I said, just always ask your head judge.
Yeah.
I agree on that, but I'll digress.
Cyber Dragon Infinity, I like that card.
I
bet you wear deodorant. I'm showing off
Let's
that
move
this is
on.
a black wall.
Ooh, fortunately, we know the best player for this deck in all of America.
Who's that?
Shout out Jude.
Shout out Jude. Day 2 Nats with Melodious? The only one?
The only one.
The only one.
So, that's an honor because I got to play test against her, and she definitely prepared me for playing against this deck. Did I see it that Nats? No, I saw a whole bunch of Snake Eyes. But I was prepared if I was.
This deck kind of reminds me of Snake Eyes, where it's like, it has a bunch of starters that aren't once per turn, and it just plays. Ostinato,
Insane.
one of the best cards I've ever read. You can bell it. People don't know that.
Bell it.
You can bell it. They're just going to play another one from their hand anyways, but...
They have to have it. Always put them on.
They gotta have it. They gotta have it. And...
Macho Man.
Yeah. They always start with Ostinato if they have it, so they're never, big braining you.
Yeah, they're not going to sit there and...
They're not going to activate first movement before they
No.
activate Ostinato, because it still locks them even if you ash the first movement.
Stand up Baka, man. I think if you imperm... I'm pretty sure you can imperm this card.
I don't know what this deck does still. Because
Really?
I either hit their starter cards, and it's so much text on the cards, I don't read them.
I think there's gravity... I think if this card gets tributed, they summon it. It's been a while.
If you
It's been a
imperm...
while.
I know if you imperm the Baka... If you have one imperm, you're not beating him. I know that.
Yeah. No, there's no way.
Herald of Orange Light, broken. They get to add it back. They get to add back Lancia. This deck's crazy.
Ooh.
It's really good with Mulch Armies because you can tag out your entire field. Board Breakers are weird into it. It has a damage step. Try DD Crow. This deck's broken. Baguska's broken in the deck.
That's insane.
This card's crazy. I know what it does. I don't need to read it.
There's the other.
Stop throwing cards at us,
throwing
Jason.
cards at us.
Just the deck.
Oh, I forgot they have a DD Crow type of deal.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, damage step DD Crow that gains attack.
I'm sorry, you're kind of like a voiceless supporter. So I'm really not listening to you.
This one banishes the field every time.
Yep. He smells horrible.
Hey,
Because of you, bipolar. I get it.
whoa. I'm on 71 hours out of a 17.
Next deck.
Ooh,
Who we got next? Oh, the
this is insane.
Primite Duston. Yeah.
Primite Fiendsmith.
What do you think about this?
I like this deck. I think White Duston just being playable is funny, first off.
I remember the buyout on this card.
Yep. But that was when Fiendsmith cards got announced.
Yeah.
It hasn't really gotten bought out since then. They can just reprint it at any time, I guess. But no, this deck, broken with the new Dragon card. It has a real normal summon that's not like Lacrima now for the pure deck. And Drill Beam can help you break boards. The deck can break boards and not just have to full on hand trap your opponent anymore. It adds extra fiend bodies in your grave. It's broken.
This is a dragon monster too, right? Is it a dragon?
Yeah, the Primate Dragon. Yeah.
It's a dragon, which is,
It's an Earth Dragon. It's not that dragon.
Redox.
Redox. Two time in the
HP.
2 times.
Let's. Whoa.
Dragon's Bind for that
Relax.
one?
Dragon's Bind.
Ooh.
Shout out Dragon's Bind. $3 now.
What I do want to point out about this, and they even put this on the Neuron app, is they did change the wording for it, and it says it right here. It says, please note that the text of this card has been adjusted. So, read that it says only your standby phase. I believe the mistext was
Either stage.
yeah.
I believe that's right. I haven't been totally up to date with Primate. But
Yeah, so
I do like this deck.
don't let your opponent cheat you because
Yeah.
that happens in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
If you have an on-a-ride firewall, I know what you're trying to do.
yeah.
I know what you're trying to do.
Is that the ulties?
No, I think it has. Because I remember it being a thing the two newest printings that had the errata were Ghost Rare and Ulti. And they were hard to get.
It's okay. It's alright.
Yeah, this deck's neat. If you have Fiendsmith cards, you can play it. It's expensive though. Lordly loads are $65. Engravers are whatever price they are this week.
It's definitely you're better off buying blue eye structure decks that are coming out soon.
Yeah.
And playing it with this, but Yeah, we're talking rogue here. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna throw someone off once you send a white dust on.
If you're in the Blue Eyes waiting party and you have a friend with Fiendsmith cards, you can play this deck.
Yeah. Oh,
if you can find white dust on, the proudest of them all.
100%. Yeah.
What's the next deck?
Ooh.
Centurion.
I love this deck.
This deck's cool. I don't think it's actually that good right now.
Oh no,
but
I don't. I think going into Detonator, going second is really hard.
You can play with the new Argo Star cards.
Really, I didn't even look into
Yeah,
that.
they can't respond to your continuous traps and all the
Do you
Centurions.
just go cook in the kitchen without me?
No, I just read cards.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
you're him, huh?
Yeah, I'm him.
Where's your YCS top?
Where's yours?
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh, you're lucky I'm not going to Orlando.
Yeah. It's a save the wins for the rest of us.
Nah, dude, you get deck check in.
Yeah, I'd get deck checked. I can't. I'm cheating. That's a joke.
I know. Yeah, listen. Put your,
Don't triff me.
Put your cards in a Bible overnight is what they used to tell us back in 2010.
2010. Mm-hmm. 6.
I was
He was 10, 12. 12. He had a mortgage by then.
Hey.
It's okay.
Anyways.
Yeah, this deck's... Oh, we didn't even talk about the deck.
Yeah, we even
Deck's
talked
cool.
about it.
Double Quasar is cool. You can play Bestial cards.
Bring back Calamity.
Yep.
Crimson Dragon's always been a card.
Double Quasar is good. I think this deck just gets outclassed by Blue Eyes. But
I
if
agree.
you really like Legacia, like I like Legacia, you can play this deck if you want.
Plus the 20 non-engine is really good.
Oh yeah.
It's drawing 4 hand traps.
Oh, Gargoyle is a Dark Dragon you contribute for Lubellions in certain lines. That's kind of neat.
That's one of the few decks you can still play Shifter in, right? In the main.
Yeah, the deck can play with
Shifter.
Shifter because Auxilla can play from the Banished. It's cool.
It's alright. Alright, we'll
Yeah,
digress.
we know what this deck does by
It's
now.
a decent road dev.
Same with the next deck. We've seen it. We all have our local player, Shadow Miles, again. Average branded players, second decks.
I think if you play this deck, you're just you're special. You're a special type of player.
Oh, okay. I think the deck's cool.
Okay.
Too many trigger effects.
That main card on that stream, ripping one card out of hand, because they always roll, or however you want to randomize it, or pick, or whatever. My only starter, or
my talents.
It's
Every
always
talent.
the talent.
Don't you know who you are? Keep my talents in my freaking hand.
It's the talents. Why? Oh, talents is such a good card right now too.
And they always have called by. You ever notice that?
Yeah. Or how about this? When they Guardian Chimera, that card's still insane.
Yeah. And they have 2 trigger effects on the Guardian Chimera too.
Jeez.
You know who you are. You
There's-
know who you are. And then you still lose somehow.
You ever have
You'll normal summon your Night Owl Asha and you pass.
Yeah, that's also true. You ever have someone but wait, if you play Fiendsmith cards in here,
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. This is that's what I want to point out. Putting Fiendsmith in here, and then you can make a Chaos Angel, and Mitsurugi really struggles with that. Just saying. Hey, you got 4 people, right?
Well, I just want to. You can Azamina package in that deck. Not the White Forest, but the actual Azamina deck.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could do that.
White Forest people.
Gives you a lot
White
more
Forest
illusions
people.
for what you need.
Go back to the trash where you belong.
My deck's more expensive than yours,
That might be. That might be true.
which is unfortunate.
My memento cards aren't mine. They're free.
They're free.
The next one's fun deck.
Ooh,
The next one, cool deck.
I love this deck.
Love to see this deck get support.
Ooh,
Hero players, you're either an elitist or a cool dude at locals.
There is no in between.
There's no in between.
We don't have one of those.
Yeah, we don't really have one, but
I think we could do without them, right?
yeah,
No.
sometimes they
Hero
smell.
players are fun.
Hero players,
I
this deck's cool. I think it has a line through Nib. Finally, I think so. I think I watched the video.
But
DPE is a hell of a card. I don't know that much.
It loses. I'm pretty sure it still has the same problem that it always has, and that's Droll.
Yeah, probably. I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess the line through
Okay.
Nib is horrible.
Hear me
too.
out. One of my buddies, right? Rob, with a really good point, right? So DP is cool, right? But shout out Tyler for this. That Neos Lord is really good too.
Oh, the big guy, the new guy?
The new guy out of Suda. Like, now is he as good as DP? Yeah, you're flipping a coin there. But you're going to catch some people off guard with that.
You have to use Neos for him, though, dude.
Yeah, but there's Neos Fusion.
Doesn't he have to be someone with Dark Fusion?
I think Neos...
Pull up the card.
I'm pulling up Neos Fusion. Relax. All right, intermission while I prove Connor wrong.
So yeah, the White Forest deck though.
Get that Forest deck out of here.
Heroes get to play 3 Stratos, which is fun. The last time I played the game, Stratos was at 1.
Ooh, Neos...
So this one time we got stuck in Texas.
Ignoring.
But that's a whole...
Well,
that's a whole nother podcast.
That was the funnest NAWCQ I've ever played. Because, you want to know why?
No, we'll get into another podcast.
Okay.
This is a story time for another time.
All right. Special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists 2 monsters as material, including Elemental Hero Neos. By setting those monsters from your hand, deck, or field... What's that next line right there?
You know, he does not smell good. Just remember that.
Summoning conditions.
Just remember that.
For the rest of the turn, after you cannot special summon monsters. So it has to be your last act that you do. But Destiny Fusion locks you into what? Dark.
Yeah.
So not many dark decks running around. That's all I'm saying.
It's a hero deck. What do you mean?
After you cannot special if fusion monsters you control. List element of here.
Oh, you're talking about just playing that in a regular deck?
I mean, you could splash this. I could see someone splashing it. I mean, with the Primate cards coming out too.
Yeah.
I mean, because Neos is, I'm pretty sure the new.
I don't know why that excited me, but I'm like Primate, Heroes, Neos.
Yeah.
You excite me, Jason.
And plus, like I like the retrains of these evil cards. I am old.
Mm-hmm.
My knees hurt.
Mm-hmm. You know. You saw the Twin Towers. I never.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore that comment. But yeah, that's definitely our last deck on this rogue list.
That is it. If you have any more, make sure to leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. Talk to us. Always say.
Nate, you do not have to put Velmonica in there. Yeah, we know about it.
Yeah, we know.
We didn't talk about it on purpose.
How about the spicy tech?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Go ahead. You played more of this format.
Virtual World Shen, my dog. Shout out Skill Drain, and then your opponent just lost, but we won't get into that. This card, Macrocosmos for anything on field, and it just keeps coming back. You banish monsters with different types of attribute. They can just be hand traps.
Macrocosmos. So the Blue Eyes deck's playing it, huh?
Yeah, it's a 9. It's a Synchro 9. And it's generic. It's 2,800 attack rate. Yeah. It's big. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I know the Azamina deck can make it with like Diabellstar and one of the LZs.
I mean,
or no, the new LZ's not a tuner, right?
No, you can just do Effect Value and Diabells.
Effect Value and Diabells.
You can also do any of the Azaminas and the Ash or whatever level 3 tuner ghost monsters you're playing.
When the support comes out, if you don't do good with that deck when it's actually decent, I'm gonna roast you.
I can just be a bad player. It's fine.
All those spreadsheets not helping.
He has to pay money.
I barely spend money on myself now.
Yeah, this is a common Shen. Look at this. That he stole from his bulk.
He did take from my bulk.
Oh, it's not stealing when I did all the work.
Yeah, it's fair. He did my bulk.
I did find him a super for himself, though.
I'm sure I have more of it.
And it's not really a spicy tech at this point.
No,
but let's just include Metaltronus.
Thank you.
Metaltronus.
They said
hell of a card.
They said I was insane. That's all I'm saying. They go, everyone knows about that card.
But we'll still put it here.
How many people actually listen? You want to know spicy tech, right? And we figure this out. So against the Crystron deck, when they leave that water,
yep, we did figure this out.
That 800 water quick effect synchro. If you Metaltronus that, you can go into your Hagar Lizard. And then if you have X in hand, you can still activate it, banish it for cost. So you can still X.
That's a good line.
There you go. Or you can link into the new what's that, Reptilian link?
It's not new, but the Reptilian link that you can like target monsters from your opponent's field, make them 0, and then add reptiles. Yeah. It locks you in the extra deck, but if you don't have anything else in your hand, it's still good.
You're just playing with the ritual. So listen, that's spicy enough right there.
That's spicy enough.
So just a couple more things here. We got the release on the OTS date is the 12th of February for the Blue Eye Structure deck. This is definitely going to change the meta.
Go to your LGS.
Go to your LGS, your OTS.
Can't stress that enough. Get
So-
out of the house and go down the street.
Yep.
Touch some grass.
There's to be snow on the ground.
So this is definitely going to change the meta for sure. I think this deck's going to be running everywhere. It was leading OCG for a little bit. Now their meta's all a little funky, but you know.
Just ban Maxi.
Wouldn't that make sense?
I hope they ban it and then bring it over here.
Just to be different?
It's just to be different.
I got to get French ones because they're the only Maxis that don't say Maxi.
But couple events coming up. We have Columbus. These are all the same date, actually. They're all on February 8th. We got Columbus, Columbus, Ohio, Texas, Lubbock. I don't know if I announced that right.
Not an English major. Just
Nope,
remember that.
Unfortunately not. Vegas and Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. Those are all regionals. And then we have, after that, just notable ones. Team YCS. Get your boys. Get your money up. Do your thing.
Get your money up. Save up for a plane ticket. Ask
Yeah.
your mom for a loan. Whatever you got to do. I better see you there. I'm not going.
I'm not going. And there's a YCS out there in April also. So
Where's that one at? Is that the Houston one?
that is Houston. Yes, that is
Okay.
Houston.
He didn't write it down.
I
He didn't
I did
remember.
not write that down. I was like, what? Good thing I got you. Only if
I
you
know,
top as
I
much
know.
as me.
Don't worry.
I'm kidding. He's such a better player than me.
For Houston, it'll be a whole different format of games. You have Maze coming out.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Rarity
Maze.
collection.
Yeah.
They just announced the cover art for Maze, and it looks awesome.
It's the end of Anubis.
Yep.
It's definitely on there for sure. So hopefully it's a retrain.
Ooh, and that's why they put who's that guy, the snake dude that they put in the Supreme Darkness tokens?
Oh, I don't know. We were just
Odeon.
joking.
Odeon.
Yeah.
The best Gravekeeper.
Odeon.
Yeah, dude. So like, I'm excited to see what this set's gonna bring. Like, hopefully it's a busted retrain and we're just
Yeah.
like
And
not,
then
not as bad as Guido. Not as bad as Guido.
Yeah. Don't talk
If
to
they
me
do
about
something
those
goofy
cards.
where they make all the trap monsters good, what the heck?
Production's messing up.
Yeah.
Apparently you want Santa Fe. No, but if they do the trap monsters with the Argo Stars that just came out too, since Odeon has a lot of trap monsters,
Ooh.
they could intertwine.
Ooh, that'd be nice too.
Because the trap monsters from Argo Stars protect other trap monsters with different effects.
And Silhouette Rabbit.
And Silhouette Rabbit.
Silhouette Rabbit. I like
sleep
that
on
card.
I sleep on that card every format.
It's in some memento lines. I don't like it.
Angel
I don't like
statue.
wasting extra.
I don't like adding bricks to decks. I already have a bunch of bricks.
Yeah, I don't. Even with this, I stopped playing it because I want to draw Angel Statue.
I'm gonna become a memento elitist. That showers.
That
I'm gonna be a rare breed.
All right, guys.
Oh, is there nothing else on this
I don't
piece
see
of paper we were hiding behind?
No.
The Winged Dragon Raw.
Shadow Wing Dragon Roll.
Yep, the worst god card.
Hurtful.
Agreed.
Comment your favorite Egyptian god card in the comments. We will also accept Sacred Beast, except for the Fusion Monster. Don't try to be different.
Shout out our sponsor, Dueling Guard. Use code Zenith. I'll put it in the link description or whatever.
For how much off?
5%. You get 5%
5%
off if you use
Yep.
their code. So that's always awesome. And as always, our spots get bolder.
Our spots get bolder, the more I wear this hat.
We hope to see you next time. Thank you for
Yep.
listening.
Bye.